Oh, there we go.
Right. Can you hear us?
Yes, technologically challenged.
Great.
Yeah, we're not
Sorry,
gonna
you can
have
probably
it.
hear my dog, which is super annoying. I mute myself.
Oh, that's no problem.
We need one more to get the meeting going here. I'm not expecting Craig.
Okay. Is Omid traveling or?
Uh, I haven't heard from, I am expecting Greg. I haven't heard from him.
Okay.
There's Greg.
There he is.
Hi, Greg. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hi, Greg.
Good.
Bob.
How was Australia?
Amazing. Very, very interesting place. We loved it.
Nice. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
All right. We have a quorum, so I'm going to get rolling if that's okay with everyone.
Sure.
All right, I'm going to start recording. Okay, good evening. It is 6:32 p.m. on Tuesday, March 26th, and this is a meeting of the Bolton Advisory Committee. Okay. First thing we've got to knock out on the agenda is there's actually a budget item that I missed last week that we need to vote on. So I'll show you that just to get things started here. This is within the education section. There is a student that's going to a different vocational high school other than Minuteman, because Minuteman does not have the program that the student's interested in. So anyway, that was approved. So the tuition then comes to us, which is in this line, $27,905.
Is that split among the district or is that directly to the town of Bolton?
Directly to the town.
Yeah, I think it's a Bolton student, so it comes to us.
Yep.
All right.
Any other questions? All right, is there a motion to approve this?
I'll put a motion to approve $27,905 for post-secondary vocational education.
I second that.
Okay, roll call. Don,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Greg,
Hi.
and I'm an aye as well. Okay, so in addition to this, we discovered, actually Ninotchka discovered a minor error in the budget spreadsheet, which unfortunately resulted in a $48,000 shortfall. I'll show you where that occurred.
Bummer.
So it was way down here at the bottom of the spreadsheet in the other insurance line. It was this total $48,034.35. So we've got to find where we're going to take that $48,000 from. There are not a lot of good options here, as we discussed last week. I had a conversation with Don Lowe and Ninotchka this morning, and the recommendation is that we take this from our OPEB funding as well. Looking at our OPEB trust fund, I think we have several years, we're good for several years in terms of funding our obligations based on what's in the trust fund now, which gives us an opportunity to replenish this over the next few years. So the suggestion is that we take it from OPEB funding. We fund OPEB at $26,966, which is 9% of our actuarially determined amount. So questions or thoughts on this?
So we're funding the OPEB at roughly 10% of what's been allotted to us, is that right? Or
Of what's been recommended that we
recommended,
fund.
sorry, I didn't have the right word.
Yep.
Oh, I hate to do that. It's just gonna grow. I mean, to grow and grow. I mean, we're talking what, about 100,000? Oh, no,
It's
we're talking 275-ish?
It's
Right.
not ideal, but we do have a very healthy balance in our OPEB trust fund at the moment, and we have been contributing every year. As long as we look at this as a 1 year, one time, we get back on the train next year. It's the
Right.
least worst, best option.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
think
mean,
we-
I'd like, I mean, I understand I think I understand what you're saying, and I'd like to get back on this train and replenish a little bit of what we've taken this year. In other words, try to get us back to where we were rather than just start doing the calculated amount.
Yeah, Donna, I agree with you completely.
point,
I
but-
think, we would like next year to not only fund at 100%, but also recover as much of this as we can.
So Bob. I'm
Yes.
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Bill.
So are we reducing OPEB funding by that 48,000? Reducing it further by that 48,000?
That's right. That's right. So last week we voted to fund it at 75,000.
Okay. And where are we on snow and ice? I know we reduced it by 20,000. Could we get to the 48 by splitting OPEB and snow and ice?
I think snow and ice cannot go below 180 because you can't. That's what it was this past year. You cannot, my understanding is you
Okay.
can't reduce
Okay.
it further.
That's correct. You can't.
Okay, thank you. Just thought I'd put that out.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I mean, if we could put it back to 180, that'll give us another 20 for this, right?
It's
So we-
already back to 180.
Yeah, we
It's
did
back
that.
to 180. We took
Oh,
it
I'm sorry.
down.
No, good thoughts, but I think we've maxed that one.
OMID has one of the Bolton police body cams on, apparently.
Wow. What does that mean? Um,
How are you, OMID?
Okay, so any other thoughts or questions on this?
Oh,
I think none of us are happy with it, but I also don't see a better approach this year.
there is a minor thing. I just like, if Ninochka, you could take a look at it. The Medicare is
Mhm.
being calculated off of salaries that include what I think are going to be for outside consultants for inspectors at 580 Main and the plumbing and wiring, or some of those inspectors.
They'll
So-
be their employees. So those are going to be paid to our current electrical inspector, building inspectors, plumbing inspectors.
even
So
though
we
they're
will need to pay
labeled
Medicare
as,
tax.
I think they're labeled as something else. So they're employees, but even though they're labeled as, like, I don't know, what was it? Not consultants, but outside services.
I think it just said 580 main inspections. It's just going to be for the extra inspections.
Right. But it sounds like you consider them employees.
They are.
Yeah,
our-
they
They
already
are.
are.
employees.
Yeah.
There are inspectors who are doing the work.
Right. Yeah,
But it was my understanding that we were gonna hire outside inspectors because the people who are our inspectors would be overwhelmed by the task. And so we were gonna basically contract out for other people to supplement the people that we already have on staff. So I think Don's point's well taken. If there's contractors that we're bringing in, I don't think we'd be paying them Medicare.
Yeah, I was saying there was $100,000 figure, I believe,
So I'll show you what
in there.
I was talking about. So this.
I mean, you're only talking $1,450.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
mean-
this also, you also have to take in mind, this number does not include police details. So it really, we're gonna pay that in police details anyway, so it doesn't. It wouldn't be worth taking it out because we'll have to pay it again.
Okay. All right. Any other comments? Is there another suggestion or a motion to approve OPEB at 26,966?
Why wouldn't you take it out of free cash?
We've already hit our limit. Our 300, for our financial policies.
Right, so that it would reduce our free cash balance below 350.
So our
Which-
thought was,
And the OPEB isn't a policy, the OPEB
No, it
annual
is.
payment?
It is.
So
The thinking was
instead
how
of
many
blowing up
homes-
2 policies, we only do 1 policy.
Right,
In theory,
How
any
many-
expense is up for grabs, if you will.
Mhm.
You know, so I mean, we could take it out of some of the electric or heating and things like that. Kind of spread out the pain with that. At least some of it, not the whole 275-ish. The whole 48,000, I think we're talking about, sorry.
right. Anything, yeah, if we take it out of other lines and then, end up being short on those lines, it will come out of the reserve fund,
Yep.
which might not have enough to cover those.
I think some of them were kind of high. It's like 15,000 at the DPW for heating, but
Well,
it's obviously not a lot of money.
the other thing about that is that the advisory reserve fund is for unexpected expenses. To cut expenses and then say, we'll just cover it with the reserve,
Right.
that defeats the whole purpose of having the advisory reserve.
I think what's been done is probably the cleanest. Even if we try to restore a little bit more to OPEB, we're still nowhere near what we're supposed to be doing. So I think leaving it this way is probably the best. Trying to shave a few dollars here and there. We'll never remember what we've done. And to Ninotchka's point, we may get caught short on some of those things.
I agree with that.
Is there a motion to approve the OPEB funding at 26,966?
I make a motion to approve OPEB funding at 26,966.
I second that.
Roll call. Bill,
Aye.
Don,
Rumbling eye.
Omid,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. All right, excellent. Thank you. Okay, next up on our agenda.
You still have to approve the 45 grand
Yeah,
that you changed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they
Um,
did approve that already. It just didn't transfer on the spreadsheet. So you guys did approve the insurance number.
But well, if it was on the spreadsheet last week, then it should have been
Well,
on
what
the-
happened when I went to move the column, it was a 5% increase. And then when I moved the column, I saw that it said 5 cents. And when I was reviewing it, I'm like, I know we didn't budget anything for 5 cents. So I went back and looked and it just didn't They had already approved the initial column, and then when it copied over, it didn't take the
Right.
48034.
All right, so that number was there last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so next on our agenda is actually to walk through the warrant articles. And approve these, so. As soon as I find that,
A quick question for Stan or Bob. When do the town reports typically come out?
The town reports, there's an annual report
Yep.
that comes out. It'll be, I'm not sure when it gets published, but it'll get published soon after.
Scroll back a little bit.
I could
Right
speak to
there.
that.
Right there. Presumably, if they're ready, you click on that and it'll take you to the annual reports.
Oh, okay.
That's very nearly correct, but not quite correct. That link, that link will take you to the guide that was written for the front of the warrant, just to reduce the size of the printing of the warrant. That same guide will appear in the warrant, which will be posted on the website. The town meeting reports will be posted as soon as they're complete. And I will say I'm about 90% through. I typically try to have the hard copies printed by town meeting, and I do plan to meet that deadline. However, as soon as I send them to print, I also post them on the website, so they're available to the public as soon as they're complete, which should happen in the next 2 weeks.
Thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome.
okay, here we go. So Article 1 is to accept the annual reports. Any questions on this one? If not, is there a motion to approve Article 1?
I'll put a motion to approve Article 1.
I second that.
Okay, roll call. Don,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Omid,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
I'm aye as well. Article 2, this is to transfer funds to cover unpaid bills from prior fiscal years to the tune of $10,905.28. Is there a motion to approve Article 2?
I'll put a motion to approve Article 2.
I second that.
Roll call. Don,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Omid,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Okay, so Article 3, this is the budget. And it has a total value for the operating budget of $31,139,149. And you can see some of the transfers that are captured within the budget from revolving funds, from the overlay reserve, ARPA funds, from free cash. And this sum is what we'll raise through taxation. And Ninotchka, I think this is consistent with everything I've been looking at in the spreadsheet. So, and
I think so.
okay. Yep, it all looks familiar.
I've looked at it about 4,000 times, so
I have this 31 million number memorized now.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. Is there a motion to approve Article 3?
I'll put a motion to approve Article 3.
I second that.
Roll call, Don,
All right,
Bill,
Aye.
Omid,
I,
Greg.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Article 4 adjusts some of the maximum spending limits for revolving accounts.
is this sort of stuff new? I don't remember these in any prior warrants, or is it just my lousy memory?
They're there every year.
Okay, lousy memory. All right,
The only changes are Park and Rec and ALS were raised a bit.
Is there a motion to approve Article 4?
put a motion to approve Article 4.
I second that.
Roll call, Don,
All right,
Bill,
Aye.
Omid,
I,
Greg.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Article 5 applies 115,000 to replenishing the stabilization fund. This is to restore the 345,000 that we took out to cover the replacement of the roof on the fire station. And this is the first of 3 planned payments. Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve Article 5?
I'll put a motion to approve Article 5.
I second that.
Roll call, Don,
All right,
Bill,
Aye.
Omid,
I,
Greg,
Aye.
aye from me. Article 6, this is what we discussed last week. This is transferring $138,000 into the advisory reserve fund to cover additional unanticipated expenses. Is there a motion to approve Article 6?
I'll put a motion to approve Article 6.
I second that.
Roll call, Don,
All right,
Bill,
Aye.
Omid,
I,
Greg,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Article 7 establishes a special revenue fund account and transfers $5,712.82 into the fund from free cash.
I'll make a motion to approve Article 7.
I second that.
Roll call, Don,
All right,
Bill,
Aye.
Omid,
I,
Greg,
Aye.
and aye for me as well. Okay, Article 10 changes part of the animal control bylaws that basically, you can see the addition here. We deleted in any roadway and now says limited to any private way or public way of the town.
I'm a little concerned this language is, I've had to reread it about 4 or 5 times. I agree with the gist of it. I just think it's confusing and, you know, I mean, is an animal at large and unrestrained if it's behind a fence? You know, that sort of thing is.
No, if you read it, it's to allow the animal control officer to go on or to deal with an animal that is on someone else's property without the permission of the person in control of said property. So if you own an animal on your property and it's behind a fence, this bylaw doesn't apply.
Right.
But if your animal is on somebody else's property, it allows the animal control officer to
Right.
deal, as opposed to just on the right of the roadway.
And I support that. I'm good with it and all. The wording is,
Yep.
it's not as clear as what you just said. And I thought that's what it was trying to say. I don't know if this is going to cause a lot of questions at town meeting.
It doesn't, all right, it doesn't only cover personal property, but also conservation land. Like if a animal was on the town common, it's not considered
Yep.
the right of way. So right now it's written so strictly that unless the animal is loose and within 20 feet of the center of a roadway, the animal control officer can't take action.
Yeah, an animal at large is an animal over which nobody has any control,
Right. Yep.
right? So all we're saying is that the current law restricts the animal control officer to dealing with that situation if the animal is in the roadway. This extends the range at which they can do something. Now, I think the important part here is if my horse is on your property and that's okay with you, the animal control officer has no authority there. Because in that case, the horse is on your property with your permission.
Okay.
So the point here is that if an animal goes on your property and does not have your permission, you can now call the animal control officer to deal with it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't want animals at large either. So, yeah, I mean, I agree with the concept of the thing. If everybody's good with the language, I'll go along with that.
Just a quick question. The private property makes a lot of sense, but the last 5 words, public way of the town, are dogs included as animal? And
Yes.
thus, if they are off
Oh.
leash in a public way
Yeah.
of the town, does that now, are we creating a leash law here?
No,
No,
it doesn't change anything for dogs except as it does for any animal. I mean, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
this thing lists large animals, but this could be chickens. Right?
Yep.
Sounds
Could
like
be
a leash law.
dogs. Could be anything. No, it's not a leash law because if the dog's in the public way, the animal control officer can do something now. This just extends the authority of the animal control officer to private ways or town property or something where the animal is roaming without the consent of the owner.
yeah, it sounds like if
If-
my chickens get on your lawn, Greg, you can call the animal control officer. If my chickens are on my lawn, then they're fine. Is that
Yeah,
fair to
that-
say?
correct.
That's what it says. Yep.
But if my chickens are on a public way,
Then the
and
animal
you
control,
then can call the animal control officer?
right?
Well, it says like,
Hmm.
so wait a second, does the animal control officer needs the permission of the person's property owner to go on, or doesn't need the property owner's permission to go on?
It doesn't specifically say that, but I think the assumption behind there is the animal control officer won't be going there unless the landowner is lodging a complaint.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, because the animal control officer has no way of knowing whose animal it is until a complaint is lodged.
Or even if they know whose animal it is, they don't know whether or not the animal that the homeowner is okay with that animal being in their front yard.
Correct.
Any additional questions or discussion? Is there a motion to approve Article 8?
I'll make a motion to approve Article 8.
I second that.
Roll call, Don,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Omid,
I,
Greg,
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Article 9 amends the code of the town of Bolton to delete the line that talks about the having a trash sticker on trash bags and replaces it with using mandatory town purchased colored bags.
I'll put a motion to approve Article 9.
I second that.
Roll call, Don,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Omid, Omid,
You're muted, Omid.
You might have stepped away.
No, nope, it was my buttons are stuck, sorry. Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. Okay. Article 10. Amending the code of the town of Bolton. A lot of discussion in here
Yeah.
about wetlands and
Is
boundaries.
is there a place that a taxpayer could go and say, okay, this part of my property is subject to this law, or?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any rivers next to me or anything, but I would think there'd be some people might be curious about that, rather than waiting until they want to build something.
And I think I heard that the plan might be to have someone from the Conservation Commission explain this a little bit at town meeting. Is that
Good, good.
correct?
That is correct.
Because I'll never be able to sort through it, but
Yeah, for sure.
okay, so I'm not sure, as the advisory committee, we have a significant stake in this, but are there any questions, or is there a motion to approve Article 10?
I'll make a motion to approve Article 10.
I second that.
Roll call, Don,
All right.
Bill,
Aye.
Omid,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Article 11. Article 11 provides $128,778.03 to fully fund the Forbush Mill Road Bridge replacement. Of all of this, the bulk of the funding is coming from previously approved articles that we didn't use all the money, so it's being transferred, and then about 50,000 from free cash. Any questions on this? If not, is there a motion to approve Article 11?
I'll make a motion to approve Article 11.
I second that.
Roll call, Don,
All right.
Bill,
Aye.
Omid,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
aye from me as well. Okay, Article 12 is a citizen's petition. In the past, the advisory committee has not taken a position on any citizens petitions. The rationale being that the charter for the advisory committee is to, review the budget, review capital expenses, not really to weigh in on citizens petitions. Our voices have no other weight than any other town citizen. So traditionally, we have not provided any recommendation.
Just as an FYI, this is the same citizens petition that was brought forth last year, of which at last year's annual town meeting, town council deemed this citizens petition to be out of order and really not valid. So just as a little FYI. It's the same thing all over again. As Yogi Berra would say, it's deja vu all over again.
Over again. There you go.
Awesome. Thank you. So unless anyone feels otherwise, is there a motion from the advisory committee to make no recommendation?
I'll make a motion to make no recommendation.
I second that.
Okay, we'll do a roll call for that. Don,
Aye.
Bill,
All right,
Omid,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
and I am an aye as well. And then finally, Article 13 authorizes the town election on May 13th.
No way. I'm dead against this. I'll make a motion to.
Don, please vote for that election.
I'm going to write in Bob Sikansky for that comment. I'll make a motion to approve Article 13.
I second that.
Roll call, Don,
Aye.
Bill,
All right,
Omid,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. Right, excellent. We also need to quickly review the advisory committee puts a statement into the warrant every year, which I put together and sent out a couple days ago. It's been updated based on the revision we just voted on in the budget. So here is the statement. Did anyone have any concerns with any of this or anything that they think we ought to change?
I'm sorry, I've missed this. This is the first time I'm seeing it. Apologize if I missed the email.
So basically, it has the table that summarizes the revenue side of things, and all these numbers come right out of the budget spreadsheet
Fine, sure.
with a few comments on the right margin here. And then there is a table on the second page that similarly summarizes the expenditures.
Yep.
Again, all from the budget spreadsheet, with a few comments in the right margin. There's a little bit of discussion here. I'll let you take a look at this, that just make some comments on those articles that revolve around spending. So Article 5, Article 6, and Article 12.
7. Yeah, I mean, as long as everything ties, and I'm sure it will. Those all look fine to me.
And then the last piece of this, this is a table with our best practice targets. So these are not requirements, but they are targets. So, the first one is free cash that we go into the fiscal year with. We want it to be between 3% and 5%. We're at 5.4%, so that's great. The second one says we'd like to maintain a free cash balance of at least 350K. We're right at about 350K. The next two talk about reserve funding and stabilization funding. So you can see that the stabilization fund, after the 115,000 replenishment is approved, will be at 2.9%, and total reserves will be at 5.1%. So both of these are a little bit below our target. My comment down below is that if we continue to execute our replenishment plan, we'll get back to our target. The debt service payments, we want it to be no more than 5 to 7%. We're at 3.9%, so that's good. And then finally, our goal is to fund 100% of OPEB, which we have been doing for the last quite a few years now. And again, like we've discussed, this year we're at 9%.
Yep.
And I have a little bit of a description down here. Just says we do intend to return to our practice of funding at 100%, including replenishing the deferred funding.
Yeah. It all looks good to me.
So that's the statement. Bob Sikansky, if it's helpful, I can send this to you just to make sure, if you want to check your numbers against these, make sure we're consistent.
I was sitting here looking at mine, and my presentation's different, so there are some different, my emphasis is different. So yeah, I've got to reconcile the numbers. So please send me a copy of this.
Okay. Yep, I'll send this to you tonight. And I want to make sure that I've captured Jenny's new job title correctly, Town Executive Assistant.
Yes, it's executive assistant.
Right. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I got that right.
Thank you.
All right. Are there other questions, comments, or a motion to approve the advisory committee statement?
I'll make a motion to approve the advisory committee statement.
I second that.
Roll call, Don,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Omid,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. One last item. We have one transfer request to approve. This is, let's see, this was for an unemployment claim, and it's $1,913.26. This is the third unemployment claim we've seen this year. Not three different people.
Is this the final one, or are there going to be more? Do we know?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, I think that, right. There could be more.
There could be more. Thank you.
Other questions? Or if not, is there a motion to approve this transfer request for $1,913.26?
I'll make a motion to approve the transfer.
I second that.
Roll call, Don,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Omid,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. All right, excellent. I think that's it for our agenda. Does anyone else have anything? So the advisory committee is cross-posted with the select board meeting on Thursday, and we did that just in case we didn't get through some of the warrant articles today or there were changes to the budget. But I think we're covered. So barring any changes between now and Thursday, I don't think the select board needs us Thursday. Is that accurate, Bob and Stan?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I don't think you need us Thursday at your select board meeting. I think we voted on everything we need to vote on.
Yeah, I think we just need to vote on the budget as well. So I think we're good. I don't think we need any money from advisory.
I
Okay.
agree.
All right, excellent. So I'm not sure when the next advisory meeting will be. The one thing I know we need to do before town meeting is review the slide deck that will be presented. And there may be some transfer requests before that. So I'm sure we'll meet before town meeting, but I'm not sure yet if it's going to be next week or the following week or whatever.
It'll be whenever the legal bills come in.
Sorry, Jenny, can you say that again?
I said it will be whenever the next legal bill comes in, I presume.
Oh, very, very well could be, right.
Oh, God.
All right, excellent. Thanks, everyone. Great work on the budget. It's a small miracle that I think we have been able to do what we've been able to do without needing an override. So,
True.
Thank you. Good work.
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to adjourn the advisory committee meeting?
I'll make
So
a motion.
moved.
Sorry, go ahead.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Aye.